Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another Saturday edition of the Hooligans, live from Mount Ephraim, New Jersey, Real Talk Studios, A2D Radio. This episode is brought to you by Gibson Mayer LLC, Certified Public Accountants, 301 Oxford Valley Road, Yardley, Pennsylvania, 215-369-3300. Our public accountants, please make them yours. All right, we are here to talk about a lot of things. The MLB baseball preview, the NFL draft, Flyers-Sixers playoffs, and then we end it with anything goes. But I'm going to start with the Eagles and the NFL draft. There are a lot of options at 25. A lot of people love Josh Jacobs, the running back out of Alabama. Now, everyone knows my take on this, but I haven't told the public eye what I think about Josh Jacobs. I think there's better options, and I think we could go deeper in the draft when it comes to the running back position. I don't think we need to stay at 25 to draft Josh Jacobs. I don't really want Josh Jacobs. I mean, he's very good at catching the pass out of the backfield. He's very good at running north-south. He's a very shifty runner, all right? But when it comes to Josh Jacobs, I don't know. The 40 time scares me, and I don't like Alabama running backs. They never pan out. And honestly, the last Alabama running back I could think of that panned out was Derrick Henry. And he's on the Tennessee Titans. Now, he's a baller. He's a crazy baller, and I understand that. A lot of people like to bring up Mark Ingram and what he's done with the New Orleans Saints, blah, 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 blah. But you have to understand something with Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram is a complimentary back. Always has been, always will be. He's never your feature back. And that's why I don't compare him to any of the marquee running backs in the NFL when it comes to prime talent at that position, you know. So I look at Josh Jacobs. I see a good player, but when it comes to the 25th pick, I'm asking myself a question. Why would a talented running back like Josh Jacobs be there at 25? Other people need running backs. Other teams need running backs. Why would he drop all the way to 25 when he's this special talent? I don't really understand that. And I don't see anything in this guy that makes me want to draft him at 25. Now, what I will say is I want the Eagles to either do one of two things. Either move back in the draft, acquire that third-round pick that we do not have. I repeat, we do not have a third-round pick. All right, there's a lot of depth in this draft when it comes to running backs, position players, fucking linebackers, all right? So I just want to understand something, guys. Are you ready to take a project running back, an Alabama project running back at the 25th pick, or do you just want to move back and grab someone like a Benny Snell, a Miles Sanders, even a Bryce Love? Round 4 or 5, all right? I know he's coming off an ACL injury, but that guy is an absolute beast at Stanford University. So, personally, what I would do, all right? Fuck all that nonsense. What I would do at 25 is I would move up. The guy that I want in this draft is Devin Bush out of Michigan. The guy's a linebacker. He's a stud. He's a bright spot on that defense. We need a linebacker. We're very weak at that position, and I would move up in a heartbeat to get this guy because I was watching highlights of this guy. This guy can do everything. He's quick. He can tackle. What you're missing in the NFL is pure tackling. And we need that at the linebacker position. We just lost Jordan Hicks. We need to fill that void, and I'm all in on a linebacker. So if I'm Howie Roseman, I'm thinking about moving up and picking this guy because you really need a talented player at that position because we don't have any besides Nigel Bradham. Like, we have some depth guys, but that's about it. You can't really rely on defensive linemen to fill your voids all the time because people will expose you. Now, granted, we haven't really had a great linebacker, in my honest opinion, since Stuart Bradley. All right, Stuart Bradley was a beast, but he was always injured. Now, I want to go back to that and grab a stud at linebacker position because we haven't had one in a while. Now, I want your guys' thoughts. I want your opinions on what we should do in the draft. What I would do is I would draft up in the draft and pick Devin Bush at the 13th or 12th pick because That's the guy that I'm keying in on right now. I don't want Josh Jacobs. Everyone wants Josh Jacobs. I just don't see anything in the guy. I think we could get Benny Snell later on. I think we could get Miles Sanders in the second round. Like, if you really want a running back, Miles Sanders, in my opinion, is a great name. You know, I don't really like Penn State players. I don't like Penn State in general. Fuck Penn State. But Miles Sanders, he's a very good back. So I would take a look at Miles Sanders. I really would. Someone in the comment section on YouTube says we should take a look at Benny Snell out of Kentucky. Yes, I agree 100%. You know, Ralphie likes him too. Ralphie likes Benny Snell. I like Benny Snell. A lot of people don't like Benny Snell, but you know what? Fuck those people. Like, honestly, I love Benny Snell. And it's just, you know, there's a lot of things you could do in this draft, and I just wouldn't stay at 25 to draft a guy that, in my opinion, is a project. All right, 4.6 40-yard dash is just not going to cut it for me. As a running back, imagine this. All right, you're running down the field, clear field. There's no one in sight. You have a fucking 4.6 40-yard dash, and someone catches up to you. You know how embarrassing that is, that you're not going to score that touchdown when every other running back in the NFL does. All right? That's embarrassing. We need someone that's quick. I understand we just got Deshaun Jackson at wide receiver. My other option at wide receiver would have been Hollywood Brown out of Oklahoma, but we don't even need him anymore because we signed Deshaun Jackson. So we do have options, Ralphie.
Yeah.
What do you think?
25. I mean, like you said, it's a little tough spot to begin with because you know you're starting to get a barrel, you know, the bottom of the barrel players. But like I said, you know, I keep on pounding the dead horse. If you do take a guy at 25, that's either running back, wide receiver, defensive line, offensive line. That's a day one starter in my opinion. Right. I don't know what anybody else's opinions out there, but in my opinion, taking a guy at 25, still in the first round, even though it's that late, he's still a day one starter to me.
Yeah.
And like D-Love said, that Benny Snell, in the comment section of YouTube, he said that Benny Snell ran a 4.6.
Later.
I mean, that's fine, but Jacobs ran a 4.6 as well. So, I mean.
But this is what I'm saying. People want to draft Josh Jacobs at 25 overall. That's a prime spot to get elite talent right there. Maybe not elite talent, but very good talent. And you're sitting at a really good spot there. Why would you draft a guy that runs a 4.6 40-yard dash when you can move back and get someone in the third round like Benny Snell that runs a 4.6 40-yard dash and is a north to south runner? It's like you're trying to find value. You're trying to find depth here when it comes to the running back position. And Josh Jacobs, to me, is not that guy.
And the thing is that you know, a lot of people say, well, you know, Josh Jacobs is a dual threat running back. Okay, I understand that. But you also have a guy that can catch the ball at the backfield, and his name is Corey Clement.
Yeah.
And if you do bring back Darren Sproles, and you know Darren Sproles to me is not going to want to return punts and kicks for 1 year. You know what I mean? That's not what he came back to do. He wants to compete, right? So to me, you already have your guy that can catch the ball at backfields, and that's Corey Clement. He showed that 2 years ago in the Super Bowl in the regular season, and then you can draft a Benny Snell in the third or fourth round that he's still there, or a Bryce Love if you want a redshirt Bryce Love, which I'm not. Listen, Bryce Love is a good talent, but coming off an ACL tear and Jay Ajayi that already has knee problems. Listen, I'm good on Bryce Love. I'll pass on Bryce Love. But if Benny Snell's still there in the third or fourth round, even though we don't have a third-round pick, I would still take Benny Snell in those middle rounds and call it a day.
Yeah, but you know what? You're talking about Bryce Love, the guy that's coming off an ACL injury. He played at the University of Stanford. He was a beast. He was a Heisman frontrunner at one point.
He was a beast, but do you take him in the fifth round and shelf him for a year?
Hell yeah. The reason why I do that is because you just named it. You're taking him in the fifth round. People don't really value fifth-round picks like they used to. Like Richard Sherman came out of the fifth round out of Stanford University. He was a dime a dozen. You're going to key in on a guy. Now, I would take him that late. I really would because I think he's very talented. And yes, I would shelf him for a year. I don't think it would be a year, though, because he tore his ACL, in October, November?
Yeah, I think so, something like that.
So it's a year recovery. He would come back. He would play November, latest. And this guy is a very talented running back.
Oh, no, I understand. I understand that he's very, very talented, but it's just that the people in the city of Philadelphia, you make that pick, and it's like, you know, why did we waste a pick on a guy that's not going to play for a full year? You know what I mean? Almost like a Sidney Jones, but Sidney Jones fell in your lap. That's a top 10 guy. You take him. You take him.
Stinks.
And we had corner position help that needed to be fixed anyway, so you took him anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a great pick there in the second round, in my honest opinion. But at 25, you know, I wouldn't be shocked if Howie moves back or if he moves up to get a guy. I would not be shocked because here's the thing. If Howie doesn't – listen, if you don't like anybody at 25, and this is a defensive-heavy draft. I mean, and your guy's not there at 25. I wouldn't be shocked if Howie moves back and gets a third-round pick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And fills that hole. So now you go back into the second round with two thirds and a third, and then now you can start making moves in the draft.
Right, exactly. You just nailed it on the head. We actually, in my opinion, we need a third-round pick. You can't go into this draft having no third-round pick and just picking in the first, second, and fourth, fifth. You need a third-round pick. Third-round picks are where your winners are found.
Yeah.
Always. Russell Wilson got picked in the third round. Nick Foles got picked in the third round. You have all these guys that people are like on the fence about. They either turn out or they don't, but most of the time they do turn out.
Yeah.
So you need a third-round pick, and I think Howie's either going to trade back or trade up. I really do. I don't think he's going to stay at 25. Howie Roseman is not the type of guy that's like, that's our guy at 25.
Yeah.
And Josh Jacobs, he's not our
Listen,
guy.
if you love,
he's not our guy.
The only way you select him at 25 is if you love the dude.
Yeah.
If you fall in love with the guy,
Do
right?
you think they really love Josh Jacobs? Like, they say they like him, but do they love him? Like, I mean, they're looking at him, they're like, 4'6", do I really like this guy? I mean, and in my honest opinion, I'm hoping that somebody grabs him early. Like, I don't even want to have this in consideration. I just want to get it over with. I don't like anything about this guy. Now, granted, if we did pick him, I guess I would support the pick. I wouldn't really like it, but I would support it because he'd be a Philadelphia Eagle.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing this guy's highlights, and I'm like, this Bama team made him look better than what he actually is. And that happens with a lot of players that come out of the University of Alabama. Trent Richardson, oh my God, that fucking guy.
Well, yeah, we sat here last week and we discussed with the guys down in the YouTube chat. I mean, what other running back outside of Mark Ingram for the past, almost 10 years now have done something from an Alabama running back coming out of the draft?
Yeah.
I mean, the only one that I can think of is Mark Ingram that's had a pretty good career. I mean, Derrick Henry was, up and down his first 2 years, and now his third year he was decent. And then, and then you also have Trent Richardson. That dude just completely flopped.
Eddie Lacy had potential, but he loves cheeseburgers and hamburgers, and as a running back, you can't eat that stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and Eddie Lacy's not even in the league anymore.
No.
I mean, T.J. Yeldon's getting shipped around now. I mean, he lost his spot to Leonard Fournette. So, I mean, that's another thing with Alabama running backs. If you're talking to Alabama offensive linemen, sign me up.
I have nothing against eating bad. All right, a lot of people do it every single day. But if you're an NFL athlete, you don't eat that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like you heard Tom Brady, he's like, I can't eat this stuff because I got to run away from young people.
Yeah.
So you have to take care of your body in the NFL, and some of these people don't get a grasp on that. And Eddie Lacy had a very good career up until that. Mm-hmm. He did.
And he was. It was. When you went to go play the Packers, it was we got to deal with Rodgers and Lacy.
Yeah.
And then 4 years after that, it was like Lacy's not really that anymore. And then he went to Seattle, and then I don't even know where he's at anymore.
And someone brought up, a Bondi Sports Network just brought up Devin White to Denver, the 12th pick overall. He's another running back, right? Both Devins are running backs.
I think Devin White is a defensive player. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, I think. Well, I knew someone was an edge rusher. We were just talking about him. It was the guy that we expect to go number 5 to the Bucks. Who was that? You were like someone that falls to us.
Montez Sweat.
Sweat, yeah, okay. Yeah, he's gonna go probably top 5.
Yeah, Devin White's a linebacker.
Yeah, linebacker. Both the Devins are linebackers. I would honestly, I think Devin White's the better player, but I would draft up to take either one of them. Yeah, I really would. I like what I see out of both of them, to be honest with you. Willie Middlebrook says we're getting C.J. Anderson. Period. See, I don't want him. I don't want C.J. Anderson. He's old. I mean, he was on Denver for a while. Where was he last year? He was
Then we went to Carolina, got cut by Carolina.
How do you get cut
by
Carolina?
Went to Los Angeles, but to the Rams, and then that happened.
He was decent on the Rams last year. He was pretty decent on the Rams last year. And when it comes to the running back position, obviously I want Le'Veon Bell. I really did. I think they fucked up there, but we weren't going to pay him.
And that's another thing that I said on Wednesday is that, listen, when was Howie's last great pick?
Yeah.
I mean, Carson Wentz was a home run because that was an easy one. You know what I mean? You needed a quarterback. You traded the house for your quarterback, and you got what you got. But, I mean, outside of Carson Wentz, Carson Wentz doesn't even count. What picks have Howie hit on? You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, you look at Marcus Smith. That dude flopped, big time.
But people want to say that's a chip pick. No, it's a fucking Howie Roseman pick.
Yeah, that was a Howie pick easily. Yeah. The chip pick was Nelson Aguilar.
Which is a decent pick.
Yeah. And the other thing with with Howie, and that's the other thing that why I wanted to go so heavy, with the running backs in the free agency. Is because I knew that Howie couldn't draft well, and if you're going to select a running back at 25, I hope you fall in love with him.
Yep.
Because the histories with your picks haven't been panning out that great.
No, it's not. It's not a good pick, Howie. Don't do it. Please don't do it. I know Chucks likes him. I understand Chucks likes him. I don't like him. So, yeah, I've like when someone like Chucks like brings up players, like I kind of like zone in because that's what he's good at. He likes to evaluate talent, stuff like that. So I looked at Josh Jacobs and I'm like, I really don't like this guy. He's slow. Like he catches passes out of the backfield, but like I just said, this Alabama team just made him better than what he is. And I don't like when teams do that because you saw him in the national title game. He was terrible. He was absolutely horrible. Now, granted, my friend was like, oh, they couldn't run the ball because they were down big at one point. All right, well, if you're down big at one point and you have great players, you should never be down big because you have great players. So I don't I don't understand. Like you want to see these players shine in the spotlight. He shined against Georgia, all right? But at the same time, you had Tua go down. You had Jalen Hurts come in.
And don't forget what defenses Benny Snell's going up against.
Yeah.
I mean, Benny Snell's is still in the SEC going up against those kind of defenses, and he had 3 great years at Kentucky football.
Yeah.
Just think about it. Kentucky football, which is a basketball school, and that player, along with
He's
Josh
a fucking
Allen,
monster.
Along with Josh Allen, right,
Yeah.
made that team relevant. And got him to a bowl game and beat the shit out of Penn State.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is what it is. You can look at it how you want. But at 25, you take the best player available in my eyes. And if that's Montez Sweat, if he keeps on dropping.
He's not going to drop, dude.
But here's the thing. If he does drop, then you run that card up to go down. You call it a night. And you got the stud at 25.
Now, let me ask you a question. If you really like Montez Sweat and Howie Roseman wants to trade all the way up to him for like the 8th pick overall, would you do it?
But that's another thing, though. I wouldn't trade up for Montez Sweat. He's a great player, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing about him falling down because of the whole health concerns, and I think he had oh my God, I forget who it was last year, but the kid from Michigan that had the heart problem as well. Oh my, I forget what his name was.
Was he safety?
No, he was a defensive lineman, and the Raiders took him in like the 4th round because he had like a heart problem. But he was a stud this year for the Raiders.
Let me look that up.
What's it called? So, I mean, the thing is about Montez Sweat is that if he falls to you at 25, I mean, you run that card up to go down, you call it a night. But the other thing is that it's just going to be so tricky because, like I said, at 25, to me, a guy at 25 is still a day. No.
Arden Key?
No.
Maurice Hurts?
Yeah, Maurice Hurts,
okay,
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played for Michigan 2 years ago, and he got selected by the Raiders last year.
Yeah.
He has like a heart problem, but I mean he's a stud. I mean the kid flat out played last year for the Raiders. But like I was saying, a guy at 25 is a day 1 starter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me, like you take anybody at 25. I mean you plug him in and he's a day one go ahead and go get it guy.
Yeah, and here's the thing, Bryce Blackwell on YouTube, shout out to him. When I see a player and their skill set and what they possess and what they could bring to the NFL level, and I think they're a flop, and we pick them, I'm extremely disappointed inside because everything that I've said up until a point to drafting the player, and we pick him and he turns out to be a flop. It's like, what are you doing? It's like like you said, you really, really, really have to like a guy at 25 to pick him at that spot. If you don't like him, just fucking trade out.
Yeah.
Like really, you have that 2nd round pick from Baltimore. You have 2 2nd-round picks. You don't have a 3rd. I understand that, but at the same time, just use these picks for assets. A lot of people don't realize this. The Philadelphia Eagles have a 3-year window. Forget the quarterback. All right, I'm throwing the quarterback out the window right now. The Eagles as a team, as an NFL football team, have a 3-year window right now. All right, that is 3 years where you could get to the Super Bowl and win it. All right, because the team that I see is pretty fucking damn good still. All right, so if you want to continue to win in these 3 years, you have to nail your draft picks. Like, absolutely nail your draft picks. If you don't do it, those 3 years are going to be useless. We're going to get bounced in the playoffs at 1st, 2nd round every single year, and you're not going to win another Vince Lombardi trophy for a long, long time. So you need to nail this draft and make sure you're getting the right picks at every single position, because we don't have much time left, honestly. We don't. We have a 3-year window because I'm going based off what we have as a team, not at the QB position, because I can't rate the QB position right now as it was in 2017 because he's coming off a major injury the first year and then a kind of minor injury last year.
Yeah.
So when I see an injury-prone quarterback like Carson Wentz, I cannot say that for the next 10 years I can rely on this guy and we're going to be a great team every single year. I can't do it because you look at Aaron Rodgers, and he's basically healthy every single year. Basically, he had that 1 year with the collarbone injury where he had to sit out a majority of the season.
Yeah.
But Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in football, and they have one Vince Lombardi trophy. All right, and they had 115 in one season where they got bounced in the second round because they don't draft well. So do you want to be like that team? You have a great quarterback and never go anywhere, or do you want to continue to have success with your quarterback and pick the perfect draft picks? Do not pick Josh Jacobs. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Just don't do it because I just don't. I don't see any positive out of picking this guy. All right, there's better. I think there's better options. I really do, and we do not have a linebacker. You have to go pick your linebacker.
Yeah, and I mean, I get that. The running back is a hole that we have to fix up and fix it up.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like you said, there's other running backs in the second, third, fourth, fifth, and even in the sixth round that you can go get outside of Josh Jacobs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to me, like I said, weeks beforehand, I still take an offensive lineman in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, and to me, taking an offensive lineman in the first round, does it help you? Does it help you out a little bit because you don't know what Jason Peters is going to give you from week on and week in and week out?
Yeah.
Because I mean, look at last year with Jason Peters. The dude couldn't play 5 snaps in a row without taking himself out of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, and you just gave the guy.
Who's our backup to Jason Peters?
Big V.
Okay.
And we just gave him an extension.
Yeah,
as well.
a lot of people are kind of down on Big V. I'm not. I actually really like Big V. The problem is I think Big V is in his own head sometimes because he sees Jason Peters there, and when he sees someone that's trying to take your job, he doesn't play as well up to his standards. Big V played very fucking good when it came to the Super Bowl year. All right? And
because he didn't have to look over his shoulder.
Exactly. Yeah. And when you have Jason Peters and you sign him to an extension, I think that was more of a thank you extension because of all he's done. I don't think we really have a need for Jason Peters. He's very old. He doesn't stay in the game the whole game. He's in and out, and it fucks up chemistry. And, with Carson Wentz coming back to form, you need someone that you can rely on protecting your your blind side. Protecting your blind side, and you're really going to rely on Jason Peters to do that?
Yeah.
It's like...
And that's the biggest question mark with Peters is can he stay healthy for more than 5 snaps in a row or for more than 3 weeks in a row? Can you stay healthy?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many times have we saw last year that Jason Peters would play 6 to 7 snaps in a row and then all of a sudden come out of the game and now Big V's in and now the chemistry's gone because the whole offensive line shook up.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. How many times last year did you see when Carson Wentz was back there, edge rushers would just rush in and just destroy him?
No, a lot, yeah.
Exactly. That's where the blind side comes important, and that's where I'm actually thinking maybe we should draft an offensive lineman in the first round.
Yeah.
Because Jason Peters is old as fuck. And it's kind of scary, honestly. I wasn't really thinking about this. It's like Carson Wentz. Now you don't have Nick Foles. You have to rely on Carson Wentz. You don't have a solid backup. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Sudfeld's not a solid backup. Yeah, this is scary, man. This is really scary. The more I think about this, the more I'm like, wow, we really have to nail this draft. Because if Jason Peters goes down and then Big V doesn't play up to his potential, we could have a really bad year.
Yeah.
So, I mean... Ooh,
and that's Carson's blind side. So I mean, you're putting all your eggs in one basket for Jason Peters for one more year.
And he's 36.
Yeah,
about to 36.
Yeah, about to be 37. Yeah, it's crazy.
Why? Like, why resign him?
That's what I said. I didn't want Jason Peters back. I've seen enough of him.
Holy hell!
It's time to move on. It's time to go get your guys an offensive lineman and build around him.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so William Middlebrook just asked you a question. He's like, he said a statement. Have Ralphie pull up the players from 16 to last year, and I call hit or miss on these players.
Okay, so the 2016 draft.
Yeah.
To this year's. All right.
Yeah, so it's pretty lengthy. All right, because a lot of he's basically saying like which players did we want that didn't pan out or did pan out. I will start right now. Reuben Foster. Everyone wanted Reuben Foster. I did too. I'm not going to lie. When we picked Derek Barnett, I was kind of in shock, but I really wasn't because my friend said that he knows someone from the Eagles that said we were going defensive lineman. And that happened to be true. Now, did I want Reuben Foster? I thought he was a beast. Yes, I did. But he's another guy that you have to watch out for, and I don't think he's going to be anything special. He's on Washington now, right?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's switching teams already. He's done. Bryce Blackwell said Peters will be gone next season. A lot of these one-year deals won't be responding. And listen, I don't like one-year deals. I want longevity when it comes to the contracts. You know, the one-year deals scare me because you're like, what are you going to do next year? You're looking down the road. You're not looking for one-year deals because Carson Wentz is your quarterback for the next 10 years. Like, what are these one-year deals going to do? You know, they're not going to do anything. Carson Wentz is going to have a new player to protect him every single year. That's not good. You know, I don't care who you are. You know, it's a chemistry thing. It's not like you're playing fucking Madden. You know, it's really
Seriously.
bad, especially with a guy that's been injured. You know, it's a mindset thing. And the guy's just, in my honest opinion, the guy's dealing with trouble already. Like, he's dealing with struggles like brain injuries and shit like that, and it's not good.
Are you ready for this, for the 2016? I'm just going to take Carson out because
All right, let's do
it's
it.
Carson. So, third round, pick 79, we took Isaac Seumalo,
Yeah.
offensive guard.
What round was that?
Third round. Was that a hit or a miss?
Miss.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Seumalo was a. Fifth round, we took Wendell Smallwood.
For the value, I'll say it was a hit.
Okay.
For the value.
To me, it's a miss.
Okay.
Because he hasn't done anything.
Yeah, but it's fifth round.
No, it was a third round.
That's
Oh,
third
no, I mean,
round.
fifth round.
Yeah, it was a fifth round. That's a hit.
The other fifth round pick in that draft was Big V.
Hit.
All right, and then the seventh round pick in that draft was Jalen Mills.
Hit.
Yeah, it was a hit.
Yep.
And then Joe Walker, and Joe Walker hasn't done shit. So
Garbage.
let me go ahead and get the 2017 pick
Mhm.
draft up. But yeah, I mean the 2016. I mean, I don't even like. That's crazy. I don't even think we even have that many draft picks to even work with because then you got to think about it.
Yeah.
Holy shit! You know, we traded all of it for Carson.
Exactly.
That
We didn't really trade much for Carson either. Like, if you go back and think about it, we started at 13. We dropped down to 8. Everyone thought we were going to get Ezekiel Elliott. That would have sucked if we stayed there and the Cowboys took him because that was the player we were targeting. Like, we were targeting Zeke. We wanted him because we were going to stick with Sam Bradford, obviously. That would have been terrible.
Well, to be completely honest with you guys, even if we were even that we went up to 2, and I knew it was going to be a quarterback because you don't trade the house to get up to 2 and not take a quarterback. But the guy that I wanted at 2 was Jalen Ramsey, easily, and by far Jalen Ramsey is the best player in that draft class, no matter what.
He is, but he's a cornerback. I mean,
but corner was a need at that point as well.
No,
too.
I understand that, but if you're drafting that high, in my opinion, you always need a game changer. He's a game changer on defense at one position, but you need like a stud quarterback,
Well,
running back.
that's why I said even though we were at 2, and I knew that we were going to take a quarterback because you don't trade up to 2 and not take a quarterback. That'd be something that Arizona's about to do.
Yeah,
and and not take a quarterback. I mean, I had Jalen, going to us, but it is what it is. We took Carson. The rest is history.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
exactly.
the 2017 Eagles pick. So in the first round, we took Derek Barnett.
Hit.
Second round is Sidney Jones.
Miss.
Third round was Rasul Douglas.
Hit.
Fourth round was Matt Collins. That's a miss.
Miss.
Hey, when's Matt coming back?
And Donnell Pumphrey, that's a miss.
Yeah, Donnell Pumphrey was in the fourth round as well. That's a miss.
Yeah.
Fifth round was Shelton Gibson.
Fourth or fifth round?
Fifth round.
Fifth round. Miss.
Yeah. Sixth round, Elijah Qualls. Don't know who that is.
Miss.
And then undrafted was Corey Clement.
Hit.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll bring up one more. 2018.
And then William Middlebrook in the comment section is like, he can't draft. Question mark, laugh out loud. I guess he can. I mean, we're seeing a lot of hits. Maybe he can draft. Maybe your people are looking at him and say, hey, these are pretty damn good picks. I'm looking at it. I'm like, kind of.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah, kind of Yahtzee, So you got the 2018 draft?
Yeah, I'm going to bring that up right now.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, it's crazy because, Howie Roseman to me was a guy that changed his ways when he got put back in the position. And, a lot of that has to do with Joe Douglas, in my opinion, because Joe Douglas knows how to evaluate talent.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he's getting enough credit because Joe Douglas is a fucking monster. He helped the Ravens win a championship. And as soon as he came into play, the second year he was here, we won the championship. So you have to give a ton of credit to Joe Douglas. You really do.
Oh, yeah. And if you think about it, I mean, Joe Douglas is a football guy. He knows what he's doing on the draft nights and the draft boards.
Yep.
And, we were joking around, when Joe Douglas came in and it was draft night, we were saying, put Howie in the broom closet.
Yeah.
Put Howie in the broom closet.
In the bathroom.
You don't even put him near, the draft board or anything. Yeah. But when you have a guy like Joe Douglas who knows about football and he helped the Ravens build that team and they went to the Super Bowl and won the thing against the 49ers, and he comes here, I mean, that's going to help Howie out a little bit because, Howie's kind of a cap guy.
Yeah.
And you saw out this year how much of a freaking wizard this dude is with the money.
Yep.
I mean, we were negative in cap, and now we have the most money in the NFC East at $21 million. I mean, it's just crazy, man.
It's nuts.
It's crazy.
So
with the final 2018 picks, second round with Dallas Goedert, I will say that's a hit.
To be determined.
Okay.
Yeah.
We had 2 fourth-round picks. One of them was Avonte Maddox.
Hit.
And then the other one was Josh Sweat. I'll say Josh Sweat is to be determined because he hasn't. I mean, the dude hasn't even touched the field yet.
I'm gonna say the same. I'm gonna say the same thing to be determined.
And then in the 7th round, we took Jordan Mailata.
I'm gonna say hit. I think for a 7th round pick, I think that guy's a hit. Because in 7th round, you're left with scrubs, and if you find someone that could produce, I'm gonna say it's a hit. So yeah, definitely. But yeah, Ralphie, what is the one guy that you want in this draft? You probably said it before already, but what is the one guy that you want in this draft?
Oh, you already know who it is.
I know.
You already.
But you got to tell them.
Benny Snell, baby.
Benny Snell.
Take him. Hey, Howie, if you need to get a 3rd round pick, hey, let's go ahead and get him. And get him in the 3rd round,
yep.
Or if you're still there in the 4th or the 2nd. Listen, I wouldn't mind taking a 2nd round pick on Benny Snell.
Mm-hmm.
The dude can play, bro. And listen, I said before, and I'll say it again. He played in the SEC. He made Kentucky football relevant by taking them to a bowl and he smacked the shit out of Penn State, which is a Big Ten team. You know, me and you were Big Ten fans.
Yeah.
You're a Rutgers guy. I'm a Michigan State guy.
Yep.
And the Big Ten is probably the toughest conference out there in college basketball or college football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, he took Kentucky to a bowl and smacked the shit out of Penn State a little bit. And, we are here now, and I would love Benny Snell on the Eagles.
I mean, I always love when people smack the shit out of Penn State.
Oh, absolutely.
No one likes Penn State. I mean, around this area, they pretend that they do, but they're like, oh, they're a Philly team. Well, no, they're not.
Yeah.
I mean, they're closer to Pittsburgh.
I mean, freaking Villanova's closer to Philly. You know what I mean?
And that's a
Penn
suburb
State.
school.
Yeah, seriously.
So, yeah, and Bryce Blackwell says, I want Miles Sanders. Now, usually, I don't like anything about Penn State. I don't like the players. I don't like the students. I don't like anything about Penn State. I hate Penn State with a passion. I wouldn't mind having Miles Sanders on the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the guy's a very good running back. I think he's a very good fit. I think he replaced Saquon Barkley very well at that school, and I would not mind having Miles Sanders be drafted on draft night. And I'm saying that, I don't like Penn State, but I'd take him. I saw highlights of him. I'd take him. I really would. Because at that point, you can't really go wrong. Everyone just wants Josh Jacobs. I don't want Josh Jacobs. I don't see anything in this guy, so please, Howie, do the right thing. Either move up for Devin Bush, linebacker out of Michigan, or move back, acquire a 3rd-round pick, and everything will be A-okay. So that's how I see that. Gregory chimed in. He said, what's up, fam? To the pool, if he's the best available, yes, draft him, but can't get into the the definite yet. No, just based on other holes on the O-line, linebacker, etc. So he's kind of like on the fence. Yeah, I mean, I agree with him to an extent. I don't care if he's the best available or not. I'm not picking him at 25. I'm just not. I don't like anything about this guy. I just think he's another Bama wash-up. There's nothing I like about Josh Jacobs at all. Everyone likes him. I don't understand it. Like, what do you see in this guy?
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like people are saying he's a dual threat. He's a dual threat kind of guy. He can catch the ball and run out of catch the ball out of the backfield and run the ball out of the backfield. But you almost have that guy in Corey Clement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the other thing with Montez Sweat, like William Middlebrook said, he'll move up and get Sweat.
Ooh.
But here's the thing though. Where are you putting Sweat on this defensive line?
Mm-hmm.
Because of right now, you have Barnett as your defensive end. You have Cox and Jacobs up the middle. Malik Jackson up the middle, and then you have Brandon Graham on the outside.
Yep.
So you're gonna have Sweat as a defensive as a depth guy? I don't think so, because I don't think that dude is gonna be used for depth. Honestly, Montez Sweat is a day one starter on your football team.
Yeah, and if you draft Sweat, you're pretty much saying fuck you to Derek Barnett. Because it's either going to be Derek Barnett or Montez Sweat.
Yeah,
it's whichever player you value more. And Derek Barnett had the sack record at Tennessee. And
came out and he translated that over to the 2017 season and was a freaking stud that year.
He was
right. He was a stud. He had incredible games,
and we won the Super Bowl with him.
Yeah,
it's like you guys seem to forget, like, all these players that we're talking about right now. We won the Super Bowl with this team. All right, you can't just go draft somebody and say, "Oh, this guy's better than this guy." No, if it's not broke, you don't fix it. Granted, the defense didn't play well that game, but when it came crunch time, we got the strip sack, and we made Tom Brady fumble. One of the best QBs of all time. I don't think he's the best, but one of the best QBs of all time. That just doesn't come with luck. It's timing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, and that's why we resigned Brandon Graham. Do I think Brandon Graham's all that good? No, not really. But at the same time, you resigned him because he was clutch. And, I would take clutch over. I'm not going to say I would take it over skill, but I would say clutch is a big part. And that's why I love Nick Foles.
And the other thing with the defensive line, Chris Long's most likely going to come back.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, Chris Long's going to come back. So there's one depth guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you just added Vinny Curry. That's a depth guy. You also have Josh Sweat. That's another depth guy.
Yep.
So to me, taking Montez Sweat, if he's at 25
mm-hmm.
and it's a no-brainer at 25 and he's still freaking there,
yep.
you take him.
Yeah.
Right? And then you figure it out as the way. But moving up and getting them and then figuring out where you're going to put them, I just don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's first of all, you're trading away a lot of assets to acquire that pick because he's going to fall in the top 8. I don't think he even falls top 10. I think he goes earlier.
Yeah.
And if you really like that guy, you're going to have to trade a lot of assets, like I just said. And I just don't see us doing that. I don't really know about the guy. I haven't seen highlights, but even if I'm picturing in my head what he is, and he's very good, I just don't see why we'd pick another defensive lineman, especially that early. Like, I don't see it. We have a ton of defensive linemen.
Well, Howie loves his defensive linemen.
I know, but it would be another one. Like, you need to go get linebackers,
Mm-hmm.
You need to get beefy people, You need people that could beef up your secondary, like everything. It's just you need a defense because...
And it sucks because Jordan Hicks was such a solid linebacker for us.
Always injured.
But he just couldn't stay healthy,
yeah.
man. And to me, if he never got injured, if he never had the injury-prone syndrome that he has right now,
mm-hmm.
he's still on this football team.
Yep.
And I would give Jordan Hicks how much money you want, bro.
Yeah.
I would give him a blank check and say, how much money do you want?
Yeah.
Because he's that good when he's healthy.
Yeah, when he came out of Texas, I was like, wow, I really like this pick. And he performed very well in his first year before he broke his hand, I think. It was against the Dallas Cowboys. He recovered a fumble and went the other way.
Yeah.
So that was pretty dope. Now, someone just brought up, D-Love120798 says, Darrell Henderson out of Memphis. Who's that?
The running back from Memphis.
All right, so
he's another guy that can catch the ball out of the backfield and do a couple other things that. Oh, he's almost like a Josh Jacobs, but I wouldn't mind taking Henderson in the third or second round as well.
Yeah, David Roska says Arizona 1, New Jersey 0 after the first period. For what it's worth,
Yeah.
There you go, Roska. Thanks for the score update. Bryce Blackwell says Sidney Jones doesn't stink. He just needs to get stronger. I disagree. I think he stinks. I don't think he's a very good player at all. I think we reached for him when we could have had either Dalvin Cook or Joe Mixon.
Who was this?
Sidney Jones. We could have had Joe Mixon. I know he's coming out of Oklahoma with that punching the girl in the face and everything like that. We could have had Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon is a stud. Like, he's a beast. And I know people are against that stuff. I'm against it too, don't get me wrong. But, if you're punished for something, you really got to look at everything. That punch was vicious.
So right now, just looking at a couple of mock drafts, CBS has us taking Christian Wilkins, defensive tackle from from Clemson.
Another defensive tackle.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, the whole draft is it's so defensive heavy.
Yeah.
It's so defensive. And then at 24, they had the Raiders taking Montez Sweat at 24 right before us. Yep.
Wow. Yeah. John Gruden looks like a beast. I mean,
he's got 3 draft picks to work with in the first round. So I mean,
he can't miss all of them, can he?
He better not.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, that's crazy. I mean, honestly, I think he should trade back to acquire even more. Like, fuck it. Build your team for the future because you're going to Vegas soon. Mr. Go Philly Eagle says linebacker or O-line. I agree. I wouldn't even touch a running back until the third round, even if we get a third-round pick. I wouldn't touch one because I think there's depth at that position.
Oh, no. Well, William Miller, why would you trade Sidney Jones for C.J. Anderson? See, I don't even think C.J. Anderson's a goddamn. I think he's a free agent.
Yeah, look that up. It doesn't even matter. I wouldn't trade him for C.J. Anderson. I think Sidney Jones sucks. I think he's horrible, but I would not trade him for C.J. Anderson because if I'm gonna trade him for anyone, I'm gonna trade him for someone younger because I wanna finesse someone out of that. That's just no.
Yeah, he's a free agent.
Yeah, I mean, I think Sidney Jones is god awful. I think he's bad, but I would not. Yeah, no. Come on. Dude.
And the other thing about Sidney Jones is that he's coming off of Achilles, which is probably that's a terrible injury for a football player.
Yeah, but I said that when we drafted him. I'm like, why are you guys drafting this guy in the second round when we need talent at that position right now? You're putting him on the shelf for a year. You don't know if he's going to come back to full strength.
Yeah, but you also got to think about it. That's a top 10 guy falling to you in the second round in your lap, bro.
Who cares?
I'm taking him.
Yeah, who cares?
If I was having had to redo that draft, I'm taking Sidney Jones at the same spot.
But you had Joe Mixon right there. The guy is a stud. He's a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, but you already had the running back position already.
Dalvin Cook.
You already had the running back position already there, done and over with.
Did we?
Yeah, we already had people signed.
Yeah, but who did we have signed?
Wasn't it Darren? It was Darren Sproles still on the team.
Yeah.
We had Wendell Smallwood. Oh no, J.J. was
we didn't have
trade.
J.J. Yeah, we got him in the Super Bowl year from the Dolphins.
Which was the same.
For a
it was the same
pick.
year, right?
Yeah, it was the same pick. We picked up J.J. because we needed a stud running back, and we got him for a fourth rounder from the Dolphins.
Now the dude's got no knees.
No, I would bring him back though. That's another thing I would do. If we really need a linebacker or an offensive lineman, I would actually bring back J.J. Bring back J.J., complement him with someone like a Benny Snell, use a Darren Sproles. You can fix your running back position, and the guy's a Pro Bowler. I think J.J. has something left. A lot of people don't like him because of his knee, but at the same time, fuck it. J.J. won a Super Bowl with us. I'd bring J.J. back. I don't know about Ralphie. He probably wouldn't, but at the same time, the guy's a stud. When he's healthy, he's a stud. And if he gets injured, at least you have that complimentary back with Benny Snell to try to take over the load. And you have Josh Adams, too. So, whatever you want to say, we have options at the running back position. We really do.
Yeah. So, Vinny Curry he just came out and said this. So, Vinny Curry said this about re-signing with the Eagles. He said, the Giants were one of my teams that was kind of interested. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, I'm just happy to be back in Philadelphia and be back in the Midnight Green. When you bleed green, and I truly breed green.
Yeah, and we got him back for cheap.
Yep.
That was the thing. Like, we traded him, we gave him away to Tampa Bay, and they overpaid for him. And obviously he came back here, and he was like, I don't like it in Tampa Bay. I'm coming back here for even less. So that was pretty cool. And, we have a solid defensive line, but like I said, like everything else, it's like, what are we doing? Cornerback position, we have Jalen Mills. He's good, not great. He doesn't give up touchdowns in the red zone, but everywhere else he gives up everything. So, I don't know. Like it's a tough one for me. But, yeah, Jacob Bloss says, I want to see aggressive Howie again. I do too. I would love to see him move up. And I would be so disappointed if we drafted Josh Jacobs. I would be so disappointed. I'd probably make a rant video because I do not want this guy. I really don't. And I don't know. It would leave me with a sour taste in my mouth. I know a lot of people love him. I don't like him. I really don't. I want to stay so far away from him. Khalid says, I would try to trade out of the first round and pile up more picks, to be honest. I don't like Jacobs. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Like, Jacobs is just I think he's bad news. I really do. It's not a good vibe to me. else? I'm trying to look. Afternoon investor, how you doing? What's up, Cassius Cliff? How do I feel about Hendrickson? I have no idea. And then we're going back and forth with yeah. So you just asked, does Howie make a trade on draft?
Let me ask you, does Nelson Aguilar get moved draft night?
No, I think he stays. I think with our wide receiver corps the way it is, I think we're just gonna stand pat. Maybe add a wide receiver. But yeah, he doesn't get traded. There's no way. You probably think so, but I don't think he gets traded.
Well, I was a little bit saying, maybe he does get traded, but since they picked up his $9 million, I think he stays, because what's the point of picking up his $9 million then if you were just going to trade him? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no point of picking up the $9 million if you were going to trade him.
Will Middlebrook just said, if you could have any free agent running back, who would you want?
Easy, Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon Bell?
Yep, he's a game changer.
Yeah,
easy, and that's the dude that I wanted from the jump. And to be honest, when Howie was making all these salary cap moves and opening up space, at one point we had $30 million in cap space.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh shit, we're gonna go after Le'Veon. We're gonna get Le'Veon, and then you saw that happen. He went to the Jets for 4 years, and kudos to him. Hope he has a good career out there in New York with Sam Darnold. But the Jets got the best back in all of football.
You know what team I would love to see burn to the ground? The Browns. I would
Oh,
love
God.
to see that. I love the misery of the Browns and their fans. I love it. And you know what? Before you say you're such a piece of shit, Kyle, listen. I hate the city of Cleveland. It's such a dump. All right, you go there and you literally have to go take a shower. It's so bad. It is one of the worst cities I've ever been to. There's nothing to do there. It's all buildings. All right? Why the hell would you want to celebrate a sports city of Cleveland when there's nothing to do there? You literally had LeBron James, and you burned his jersey, and then he came back and won you a title, and you're still not grateful. You want everyone on the Cleveland Browns and win 6 games a year. I mean, listen, I think they'll be good, but I don't think they're going to be as great as everyone says they're going to be. Baker Mayfield's good. He's not great. You have Odell Beckham Jr. He's a personality. You have Jarvis Landry, personality. You have a ton of personalities. You have Kareem Hunt, who just kicked a woman. So I think the Cleveland Browns are going to be a dumpster fire.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think they're going to win 4 games.
They're crazy. With all that talent, they're due for 9.
I think they're going to win 4 games.
They're 9.
I really do.
I had them at 8 last year, Kyle, and you guys laughed at me. They were 1 win off.
I did laugh at you.
They were 1 win off.
Wrong.
They were 1 win off.
7.
They had 7.
Yeah, I mean, everyone thinks they're going to be solid. I don't. I think they're the Cleveland Browns for a reason. I think they're just destined to fail, and no matter what they do. And I couldn't be happier because I don't like the Cleveland Browns. I just think it's a dump of a city and a franchise. And I think the owner moving that team was the best decision ever, and then moving it back was the worst decision ever. So, whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, Bryce, I agree with you. The Browns will be solid. Don't listen to Kyle.
Of course, you guys are saying the Browns will be solid. When are the Browns ever solid? When have they been solid? The last time they made the playoffs was what, 2002? Like,
something crazy like that.
it's bad. It's terrible.
Yeah, Roska said Browns 16-0. I completely agree.
Holy fuck. Come on, Roska.
Listen, there's too much talent not to get 6 wins.
So
I mean, over wins.
We had talent. We had talent back in 2011. We had 8 wins because we went on a 4-game winning streak that didn't even matter. We were 4-8. And then we went on a 4-game winning streak because we played a bunch of scrubs that weren't even going to make the playoffs. So
500.
Yeah, it's still bad. It's bad for what we had.
I remember that 2011 year. That whole team was loaded with studs.
Jordan
and it just
Jason Babb and
oh my
18
God.
sacks.
Yeah,
dude, I remember that. That guy was a beast, but he did
Vince
absolutely
Young
nothing
was our
else.
backup quarterback.
One against the Giants. I was at that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played the Patriots.
Is that the year we got Adami Asamoah?
Yeah, Nnamdi Asomugha.
Oh my God!
And it
and
sucks because
then Rogers Cromartie was on the team.
I wanted Nnamdi Asomugha to succeed so badly. Like, I mean,
he just didn't fit the scheme when he was playing out there.
Anything.
Well, out in Oakland, he was an All-Pro because they had him as a man-to-man.
Yeah.
And that's what he came out of college was a man-to-man. So
they played him as zone.
Only on his side it was man-to-man,
Yeah.
and he was a baller. Comes to the Eagles, and we put him in zone, and he can't cover shit.
No, and it's Andy Reid's fault for switching an offensive line coach to defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Juan Castillo. I'll never forget that.
That was a bad move.
And honestly, I'll give Juan Castillo some credit. I don't think he was as bad as everyone said he was. I thought he was actually decent in some calls, to be honest. But you just don't make that kind of decision when you're bringing in all this talent. You don't do that. You do that like the year before. And
That was a bold move.
You know what's
by Andy.
crazy? Him firing Sean McDermott. Like, that was crazy. Like, he had a great defensive mind right there.
Yeah.
That
Sean McDermott was the understudy of Jim Johnson as well. And then McDermott, I think McDermott went right to the Carolina for about 6-7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then look what he did with that defense with Luke Kuechly and, Nate Allen was playing ball over there. And he had Josh Norman for those years. Kirk Coleman, yeah.
Yep.
Christ.
Yeah, they went to the Super Bowl. They were 15-1.
Yeah. And then Cam didn't dive on that blue ball because he's a punk.
Cam sucks.
Yeah, he does.
He's bad.
Yep, he's very bad.
He's very bad. Middlebrook says, I think how he picked up Nelson's $9 million so quick that's so eat. Have him in his back pocket for the worst case scenario. He can trade him to the Jaguars that need receiver help with Foles for Fournette. Would you take Fournette?
You know what, man? That's another guy that can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
That's another guy that can't stay healthy, and and listen, man, that's a running back, and we all know that running backs' career, lives in this NFL are like 6 to 7 years.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy can't stay healthy. He's been suspended once. I mean, do I blame Jacksonville for moving on from Leonard Fournette? No, because I think T.J. Yeldon's. I mean, they can build T.J. Yeldon up to replace Leonard Fournette, but. Do I give up Nelson Aguilar for Leonard Fournette, knowing that I can just grab a guy in the second round and build around him?
Yep.
I would not.
No.
I would pass on Leonard Fournette.
Wow.
I was high. I was high on Leonard Fournette the year he was drafted in 2017, right?
Yeah.
When the Philly draft.
The AFC Championship game?
Yeah, same year.
Yeah, he was a beast. And he got hurt at halftime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got hurt, and then this year he couldn't stay healthy as well. He had the quad injury. And then he got suspended against Buffalo, and then
it's funny. That brought up a good thing. Well, a good point. Him getting hurt, in my opinion, actually helped us because the Jacksonville Jaguars were steamrolling the New England Patriots. They're up by 10 at halftime. If the Jags went to the Super Bowl, do you think we would have lost? Because the Jags were very gritty defensively.
They were.
Yeah, and they could pound the ball, and we weren't doing anything defensively.
They would be riding high, though.
Yeah.
Riding high.
Very. Yeah.
When we beat Jacksonville, if it was a homer answer, it would be yes.
Yeah.
I would say yes, because I think we were just rolling at that point, man.
Yeah.
Like we came off the emotional win against Atlanta. Then we beat the dog shit out of the Vikings, and it was like we were on the top of the world, and that whole underdog thing.
Now, it worked out perfectly because us facing the Patriots, no one could give an excuse like you didn't beat a quality team, like blah, blah, blah. I honestly thought Jacksonville...
Like, you can't take that away from us. Like, we beat the best quarterback on a neutral field. We just didn't beat them. We put up 41 points on them.
Now, do I think the Jags were better? Yes. I thought the Jags were the better team. I really do. Like, their defense was disgusting that year.
Yeah, their defense was really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
They were. And they said they had the Vegas odds. They had the Jacksonville Jaguars as a 2.5-point underdog against us. And they had the Pats as a 5.5-point favorite against us. So it was kind of like fluctuated a little bit. But that would have been crazy.
Yeah.
Because the Jags, they were a really good team. And I was actually afraid to face them this year. And somehow we won that game. I don't know how we did.
In London.
That was weird.
Well, because Blake Bortles was throwing the ball.
Yeah.
That dude stinks,
But
man.
you know what, though? Everyone likes to say he stinks, but the year he was in the AFC Championship game, he wasn't that bad. Everyone looks at him as like he throws with his eye closed and stuff like that. I don't think he's. I would take him as a backup. Mm-hmm. I really would. I would take him as a backup.
Right now he's out in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
With the Rams behind
because
Jared Goff.
They don't trust Jared Goff.
Yeah.
So they're gonna put Blake Bortles in.
Oh God.
Yeah. Bill Middlebrook says we would have won either way. Yeah. I mean, I'm not looking at that. Like, I was just making an example. Browns should be 16-0 last year with Super Bowl champion. I completely disagree. The Browns suck. They always will suck. Like, they're not winning the Super Bowl.
The day the Browns win the Super Bowl is the day the hell freezes over.
Yeah, pretty much. It's different with us because we were good every year.
Yeah.
They're bad every year.
Yeah.
So if they win the Super Bowl, it's like you're not seeing it.
Yeah.
Ever. It's just it's like you should just end your life there. It's just bad. Like, but yeah, I mean, let me ask you a question. When the NFL schedule comes out, where would you like to see the Patriots on the regular season schedule?
Week 2.
You like to see them week 2?
Give me them early.
Yeah.
Because the Patriots and it's been proven facts, but the past 3 to 4 years now, the Patriots start off very, very slow. I mean, look at this year. I mean, they won their Week 1 game, but then went down to Jacksonville and got destroyed.
Yeah.
They lost 40. I think it was 42-17 was the score. That they got completely destroyed. But then the season goes on, they start the wheels start going, and then they start become that New England football team that you're always accustomed to. So if I want to play the Patriots, I want to play them between Week 1 and Week 3.
No, and I understand what you're saying 100%. It would be after the home opener where they're raising their banner.
Yeah.
Problem is,
and it's a home game.
Problem is with your theory is Tom Brady wants to beat the Eagles so badly because of the Super Bowl. You could say whatever you want. Yeah, you won the Super Bowl, you bounced back. It's not the same thing. All right, when you lose the Super Bowl, it hurts a lot more than when you win the Super Bowl. And
yeah,
it's like you could have had 7, and you played against a backup quarterback and you lost. So he's gonna come into the link and he's gonna want to destroy us, and he's destroyed us every single time he's played in Philly. Every single time, he has not beaten us in Philly.
Yeah,
he hasn't beaten us. I don't think Andy Reid beat him once when he was here.
No, he hasn't. No.
So I mean,
and he hasn't even. Did he beat him? He hasn't even beat him at KC either.
No, he has.
Oh yeah, the week with the opening night,
48-21.
Yeah,
when everyone thought Tom Brady was done.
Yeah, and then Tom Brady gets to the Super Bowl.
He beat him twice. Yep. And honestly, it sucks because I thought Kansas City, it was their year last year.
Yeah.
They were riding high, and the overtime.
Mahomes thrown 50 touchdowns, and
the overtime rule sucks, man. It's garbage. And I thought Kansas City would have came back.
The dude never lines up both sides. Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So I mean,
and they'd win.
Yeah, they would win.
They would.
Yeah. Easily.
And he would have had his first ring. Sucks.
And that's what I was saying. I was saying that the whole thing is that the NFL would be hoping that the Rams and Chiefs get back to the Super Bowl because it would be just like that Monday night game where it was 51-49, whatever the score was, and it was up and down football. It was great football to watch. Yep. But if the Chiefs beat the Patriots, I mean they win the Super Bowl that year.
And
easily.
It was freezing that game too.
Yeah.
I was watching it in a bar and you could see their breath and everything. It was it was insane. It was a very good game. Everyone was going crazy. The playoffs were very fun last year. Besides the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was the worst game I've ever seen in my life. It was such a bad game, and I don't understand how you can get a Super Bowl victory that easily. Honestly, when I was watching, I was like, did these guys really just win the 6th ring this easily? There wasn't even a challenge.
Well, I mean, you could also put it on Sean McVay's shoulders as well. You have one of the top 3 running backs in the league. Granted, he's hurt, but you have the whole offseason to get him healthy.
Yep.
I'm running Todd Gurley into the dirt that Super Bowl.
He has arthritis and he's done.
I know it sucks.
He's screwed.
Yeah.
And he just signed that long-term deal too. It sucks, but you can't rely on a running back with arthritis because one day you're going to be good and one day you can't play because it hurts so bad. And luckily I don't have arthritis. My mom has it and it just sucks.
Yeah.
It's not good. You have to take a shot for it and everything. It's not good. And Todd Gurley was a premier back.
He was.
Yeah.
He was, and then he got it. Then he had the knee problem, and now we don't know anything about him. Now, I mean, it sucks, but it is what it is. I mean, Chip was right. That Chip was the only thing that Chip Kelly's ever said was right. Was that the injury rate in the NFL is 100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Everyone gets hurt.
Yep.
Because everyone's a tank out there. You're built like a fucking.
And you got grown ass men, going 10 miles per hour into each other. I mean, something's bound to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. We just watch and we're like, ooh, that looks cool.
Yeah.
And you're like, what does it really feel like?
Yeah.
It's really bad. Will Middlebrook said any NFC team would have beaten them in the bowl this year, which really upsets me because if Alshon Jeffrey catches the ball, we were probably back in the Super Bowl. He probably would have won, and Nick Foles would probably still be here, to be honest with you. And but everything happens for a reason. You can't dwell on it.
Yep.
I'm still happy with the 1 Super Bowl victory. I've been waiting for a Super Bowl my whole life, and it's a very good moment. It was I had my mom knew it. My mom knew it right after the playoff loss this year when Alshon dropped the ball. She was like, "Are you all right?" And I'm like, "I'm just gonna stay out for a while," because I was looking down the road and I was like, we would have won the Super Bowl again. We would have. There was nobody stopping us. The Patriots weren't on our level. The Rams, I mean, they could have beaten us, but without Gurley, no. It just sucks looking at it, but it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see what happens this year. The draft's coming up, so I mean, we'll see what happens with Howie if he moves up or if he stays at 25. If he moves up and moves back down, we'll see what happens. We never know because Howie's that type of dude that just loves to move around in the draft.
All right, and last question before we go to break and talk about the MLB. Khalid says, how do you guys feel about Doug? I love Doug Peterson. Absolutely love Doug Peterson. All right, we'll be back on the other side. I'll be talking about the Yankees preview on the other side. Divisional predictions, I'll get through them really quick. We'll talk about the Flyers and Sixers playoff runs, and then we'll just end it. Yep. So, see you guys on the other side.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
We are back on the second edition of the Hooligans, well, the second half edition of the Hooligans, here from Real Talk Studios, A2D Radio, Mount Ephraim, New Jersey. It's brought to you by Scazano Sports Center, 5 Carnegie Plaza, Cherry Hill, New Jersey, 856-889-3434, ScazanoSports.com. What's up, Ralphie?
What's on, man?
All right, let's talk MLB. My New York Yankees start next week. I can't wait. Everyone that knows me knows that I'm a huge New York Yankee fan, all right? Yes, this is like, A2D Radio is like it's based out of Philly. But I'm like the one guy that likes the New York Yankees, and you have Brad on Monday night that likes the New York Yankees. So we're like kind of one of a kind.
Yeah.
You guys like the Phillies. I'll let you put your like Philly sense in there in like 2 minutes. But if there's any like closet Yankee fans out there, just come on out. Just celebrate the good times because the Yankees are gonna win 106 games this year. It is going to be beautiful. Our roster looks good.
106 games.
106 games. Our roster is beautiful. Our bullpen is strong. Starting pitching right now a little weak because Severino is he's out until May. But all in all, I'm pretty excited. You know, I'm going to opening day next week, and it's going to be very interesting this year. You know, we're contending with the Red Sox. I think we're going to be a lot better than the Red Sox this year. I think they're going to have a little mount high. They come down like a bunch of avalanches, and it's going to be so much fun. I can't wait. Now, we are going to go around the league, and we're going to predict the standings, all right? Now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with the AL East since I'm a Yankees fan, and then we'll go with the NL East because Ralphie's a Phillies fan. So in the AL East, I'm going with the New York Yankees at 106. I got to do math. 106 and 56. 106 and 56 this year. I got the Red Sox winning 98 games this year. That'll put them at 98 and 64? 98 and 64. All right, the Red Sox will win 98 games this year. The Tampa Bay Rays will win 89 games this year, putting that in 89 and 73. The Toronto Blue Jays will win 80 games this year. That'll put them at 80 and 82. And then you have your lowly Baltimore Orioles winning 60 games this year, 60 and 102. Now, let's go to the NL East. Start off.
Oh, God. Easy.
All right.
Easy. Phillies win the NL East. I'll give them 102 games. 102 wins this
Holy
year.
fuck. What?
Yep. Our lineup's that good.
What?
102 wins. Yep. 102 wins. You heard it here first. Listen, I was high on the Browns, baby. I'm high on my Phillies this year.
What?
102 wins.
Whoa. Hold on.
102.
Let's slow this down a bit. Why?
Have you seen? Come on, man.
Why?
102 wins in that division. That's easy. Easy. 102.
What?
102 wins.
Why? Why?
Kyle.
Why?
Our lineup is the best lineup in that division.
Who's pitching?
We got Nolan. We got Aaron Nolo. That's
How
all
about your bullpen?
What?
You have Robertson as your closer. He's been a pure
No,
setup guy his whole
He ain't
career.
gonna be our closer.
Are you gonna run out Sir
He
Anthony?
ain't. Yeah, Sir Anthony's
Really?
gonna be our closer. Absolutely.
This guy was demoted for Hector Neris.
No. It was the other way around.
What?
It was the other way around. 102 wins, Kyle.
I think I found my clip for best of the week.
102 wins.
Oh my lord! I can't believe you. Just
102
said that.
wins. We win the NL East. We'll see you in the World Series.
Bullshit.
Oh, Will says 85 and 95. You're crazy.
That doesn't.
Have you seen our lineup?
That doesn't add up. But I mean, Ralphie. Listen. If you guys really believe that the Phillies are going to win over 100 games this year, I don't know what to say.
102. 102 wins.
Ralphie, please. All right.
We might break the Seattle Mariners freaking win streak.
Let me just
Wins.
let me just go down the NL East division records. Rounding up the top, I got the Washington Nationals.
Oh, God.
At 95.
The Nationals?
Yeah.
Oh,
At
my
95
God.
and 67.
They took a big step back from freaking losing Bryce Harper.
They still have a good lineup, and they have great pitching.
Oh,
they added
my God.
Corbin. They have Scherzer. They have Strasburg. They're fucking
Strasburg.
animals.
A guy that can't stay healthy either?
He's good, man.
Oh, okay.
He's beautiful.
Okay.
He's good. He's going to fucking destroy the Phillies this year. And I don't hate the Phillies, okay?
Oh, you don't hate the Phillies.
I don't
Stop.
hate the Phillies. Listen, I hate their fans. I don't hate the Phillies, all right? The Phillies fans, delusional, 102 games this year, winning. No, it's not going to happen. Will Middlebrook, my buddy, even though he's a Red Sox fan, says, you will not break 100. No fucking way they will break 100. What have they done? They added Bryce Harper, who's overpaid, all right? Bryce Harper's extremely overpaid. Now, granted, they had to add Bryce Harper to make their lineup pretty decent, but they haven't done anything. How can you go from, 85 wins to 102? That's a 17-game swing, Ralphie.
Mm-hmm.
17 games.
And we're able to do that.
I wonder if Tom would agree with this.
102 wins easily.
How?
Mark it down.
How? I will.
Mark it down, clip this, or whatever you got to do. Send this in. 102 wins.
Will Middlebrook just said Nationals have great pitching. Yes, I agree. Great pitching
my
beats
God.
great hitting every single day of the week. Every single day. Ralphie, I can't believe you just said that. I can't believe it. I can't. Bondi Sports Network says, I was happy Harper got hit.
What did he say?
He said, I was happy Harper got hit versus the Blue Jays in spring training. I mean, I can't say I was happy because, I'm a radio talk show host and it looked pretty bad on me. But, yeah, I mean, it was pretty funny. It was like their prized free agent got hit and you thought he'd be out for a while. And then the Phillies fans would just, vanish away like a bunch of cockroaches. And then they'd never be found again like they always do. That stadium fails to sell out. Well, sell 15,000 tickets a game. Now they're going to be sold out because they're a bunch of fucking bandwagoners. So, I mean, it's going to be fun because after the shows, I'll probably go down and watch games because they're actually decent to watch now. Like, they were fucking terrible, every single year. They'd get lit up by DeGrom, and DeGrom would shut them down every single time they'd play him. But, yeah, now it's going to be exciting to see Bryce Harper, have that really different swing, obscure swing, and should be interesting, Ralphie. But, yeah, going down the lineup I have in the NL East, I have the Nationals, the Phillies, Atlanta Braves, Mets, and then the Florida Marlins, because the Florida Marlins are going to absolutely stink this year.
Oh, dude, yeah. The Marlins are a complete dumpster fire down there in Miami.
Yep.
I mean, I don't even know why. I mean, they built a new park and nobody goes. I mean, 20 people go to a games and it's $2 tickets, probably a 50-cent hot dog, and, you're good to go.
Yeah.
I mean, the Miami Marlins, man, I have no clue. I have no clue in what direction they're going. If they're going up, or if they're going down, they're going left, they're going right. I have no clue.
Well, Jeter's trying to fix that team. And you know what? He's trying his best. You get rid of Giancarlo Stanton. It was a bad contract from the start. And you're just trying to make your team better. Now, granted, I don't think they should have got rid of Christian Yelich. Yelich is a monster. And I think he would have been a great building block for what he was getting paid. But, yeah, that Giancarlo Stanton, they couldn't afford that. There's no way. That was their whole franchise.
Mm-hmm.
So they gave him away to the Yankees. Thank God. He's a great player.
Jeter did you a solid.
He did me a solid, and he's
dirty dog.
He's gonna give us Sixto Sanchez next, and we're gonna have a pretty decent bullpen. Will Middlebrooks just said, and you said you see in the World Series. He said he'll see us in the World Series. They're not gonna even get past the first round of the playoffs. Cubs or Dodgers against the Yanks or Sox. I agree with that. The Cubs.
The Cubs.
Maybe,
Cubs are
maybe
starting the Cubs are starting to go a little bit downwards here. Will, I mean, come on, man. The Cubs. I mean, granted, I know they won the World Series. Well, it's been 2 years now, 3 years now.
Yeah.
But ever since that, when they started going a little bit downhill now.
Right.
I mean, Chris Bryant's starting to come around now, and Anthony Rizzo. I mean, it is what it is. But I don't see the Cubs in the World Series.
Would you sign Chris Bryant?
I would.
Yeah.
I definitely would. I think he still can hit the ball as fluent as he did. The past 2 years. Give me Chris Bryant, man. Over Maikel Franco at third base? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, Maikel Franco has a lot on his shoulders right now because he doesn't have any pressure, so he could play freely without people, like, getting in his ass,
Yeah.
So, are the Phillies going to be better? Yes, absolutely. You had an MVP caliber player like Bryce Harper, you're always going to be better. But at the same time, you have Ralphie over here saying 102 games when you're adding one player. It's a little bit obnoxious. And I will not stand for it, Ralphie. I will not do it. And it's just, and people say my takes sometimes are bad. Holy shit. Ralphie, you took the cake today. You really did. You did a good job. Wow, you out-trolled me for once.
There you go. 102 wins.
And the funny thing is, I don't even think it's a troll.
Nope, it's not. It's not. Because it's true.
He's dead serious.
It's true.
Oh, you got to love Phillies fans. Oh, my God. They win 2 titles in 150 years, and they think they're the best.
We are the best.
Oh, my Lord. William Mitterbrook says, well, Vegas has Dodgers and Cubs as the favorites. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you have him having the Phillies win 102 games. When they got swept, well, not swept, but they got beat in 5 by St. Louis Cardinals team that won 83 games in 2011. So, yeah, they're not winning anything this year. The Phillies aren't winning again. They're just
You're crazy.
They're not. They're not
crazy.
winners.
Okay, so what lineup in the NL East is better than ours?
Lineup-wise, none.
Yeah, thank you. Okay.
Well, I'm being honest. No lineup is better than yours. Pitching beats hitting every time. Okay? It does. And you know that. All right? Who has the best pitching?
Washington
You know this.
does. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
there
but
you
can
go.
Strasburg stay healthy, though?
Yes.
Well, say he hasn't been healthy since
If
I don't
he
even
stays
know
healthy,
when.
those three pitchers, Corbin, Strasburg.
Oh, it's a great pitching rotation, but I mean, that's the real question. Can Strasburg stay healthy?
Yeah.
Because if not, then you're down to 2. Now you're down to Scherzer and Corbin.
It's still 2. Still pretty good. Look who the Yankees got, Gio Gonzalez.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Clap it up for the Yankees.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, Gio.
I really appreciate that. 106 games this year. That's a real prediction. 106 games is a real prediction.
Hold on. So you got Gio Gonzalez, and you're now predicting 106 wins because you got Gio.
No, I'm predicting 106 wins because our lineup is deadly. Our bullpen is
Our
deadly.
lineup will beat your lineup any day of the
No, it
week.
won't.
Absolutely.
Are you fucking
Absolutely.
All right, let's do a little thing.
Absolutely.
Let's do a little thing right now. Bring up both rosters head to head right now.
Both lineups?
Yeah.
All right, let me
Actually,
bring
no.
them up.
Since I'm the Yankee fan, I'll bring up the Yankee roster.
All right.
Let's do this. Starting day rosters. Let's do this because I'm going to prove you wrong once again. Let's do this. Yankees 2009 roster. All right. So, okay. Well, they're obviously showing everybody, but yeah, in our bullpen alone, we have Betances and Britton and Chapman.
Britton's not good.
Fucking.
You overpaid
Are
for
you
him, bro.
kidding me? We have J. Happ. He's decent. Adam Ottavio. He's from the Rockies.
Stinks.
Pretty fucking good. Sabathia is old.
Okay, here you go. Ready?
Yeah.
Cesar Hernandez.
Ugh.
Who's your second baseman?
Second baseman. It's Gleyber Torres. It's better.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
All right, Segura at shortstop.
Segura shortstop. Well, Didi when he comes back. It's
All
better.
right, Segura's better.
No, Didi's better.
All right, Bryce Harper out and right.
Stanton.
No shot. Harper's better.
Are you kidding me?
Harper's
No,
better.
no, no, no. Wait. Hold on. You can't tell. Maybe they'll be head to head. Maybe they'll be. About
Okay,
the
they
same.
they cancel each other out.
Okay, there you go. It's better.
Okay.
I'll give you that
Hoskins
one.
is at first. Who's your first break? Greg Bird, right?
It's either Bird or Voigt. I think Luke Voigt's gonna take it.
Okay, well, Hoskins is
I'll
better
give you
than,
Hoskins.
than them two bums.
I'll give you Hoskins.
Okay, you have Gary Sanchez at catcher. We have JT Realmuto. JT Realmuto's a top 10, a top
Yeah.
3 catcher in the league.
I'll give you that.
Okay, that's another one.
Yeah.
Left field, Andrew McCutchen. You have
Ew. He
you
was
have,
our bench player last year.
You have
Judge.
Judge. Yes, okay, Judge is
Yeah.
there. We have Herrera out in center.
Herrera out center. We have Gardner. No, Gardner or Hicks. Wait, who'd you say? Herrera?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hicks. Aaron Hicks.
No.
Yeah, he's better.
No way.
Yep.
Okay, Maikel Franco at third base.
Third base, Miguel Andujar. It's better.
God damn it.
He is. He is.
No, I ain't disagreeing.
Listen, Listen,
Anybody over anybody that's better than Maikel Franco. I mean,
listen. You just brought up the lineup. I just proved you wrong, and that's what it is. The Yankees.
we're getting 102 wins this year,
How?
whether you like it or not.
How?
Our lineup is better than everybody's lineup in the NL East. We're scoring more runs than you.
Yeah.
What means we win more.
But the better pitching, like with the Washington.
It's not like we're
Nationals.
facing the Nationals every single night, Kyle.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Right.
And you think about it, Scherzer and Corbin might only get 22 starts this year.
I see that's more realistic. All right. Bill Middlebrook just said, Ralphie, without a doubt, Phillies win the division, but 90 to 95 wins. All right, that's more realistic.
No, it's not.
Vegas has you guys at 89 wins.
I think Middlebrook here I think he's a Red Sox fan.
He is.
He
He's
is.
a Red Sox fan, so we're going to be going back and forth all year,
By
which
the
I love.
way,
I love that.
Real quick, Justin Verlander just reportedly agreed to a 2-year, $66 million contract extension.
The Astros, yeah. I mean, that's where he fits the best, and they're contenders, and it's understandable. He's a Yankee killer. It's understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good contract.
By the way, Maryland is up by 2 right now against
Yes.
LSU.
I have him in the Sweet 16. My bracket's fucked, though, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What else? Yeah, I mean, I want to go through all these divisions. I just cannot believe Ralphie said 102 wins this year for the Phillies. Like, can any Phillies fans come on this chat and please defend that? I don't think you'll have any.
102.
I don't think you'll have any.
And I'm gonna stay my ground. 102.
Let me ask you a question. How big of a Phillies fan are you?
I'm a huge Philly
Okay,
fan.
that's why.
Huge.
You're
Philly
not
fan.
casual like the other bums out there.
Oh God.
That just come to watch a good product, not
Yeah.
a bad product. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's exciting you guys finally
I was
got-
there when we had 50-something wins in
It's
the first pick of the draft.
Listen, it's exciting when you finally get a good player, even though it took him the March to sign. It's like, he doesn't really care, but he does.
Oh, stop.
You know, it
Stop.
takes him till March to sign. But you finally got a good player. I'll give you props on that. But 102 wins, that's asinine, Ralphie. That's the number 1 seed. That's
Tie game, by the way, right now.
Oh, yeah. That's home field advantage, Ralphie. That's home field advantage.
Whatever. William Middlebrook says, Kyle, you better worry about the Sox before the Phillies. Best outfield in baseball.
I'm
and
not
hitting close.
Will, you have to understand something, buddy, okay? You have to understand something, all right? I'm not even trolling here. I'm being honest. I will never, ever, 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 ever worry about the Red Sox. You want to know why that is? All right? You guys have 7 titles. We have 27 titles. If you win the next 10 years in a row, you'd still need 10 more to tie us. Why would I ever worry about the Red Sox? The Red Sox aren't even a blimp on the Yankees' radar. They're not. Like, granted, you guys have been great recently, but it took you 86 years to win in 04. I mean, I'm never going to worry about the Red Sox. Everyone's like, oh, worry about the Red Sox. As a Yankees fan, you don't worry about the Red Sox. You don't. All right? They're having their chances to win some titles. We got a title in there while you guys were having this quote-unquote dynasty, all right? We got that one in 2009. We beat the Phillies. We spanked their ass. And you guys are talking like you're better than us. No, you're not. You had a great year last year. You had a great, solid team. You'll never be the Yankees. Stop it. Just stop it. And for all the people saying, oh, 13 of those titles were before World War II, it doesn't matter. They're still titles. They're still titles. All right? The Montreal Canadiens have 24 titles. You know, they're the closest thing to us. I'll give them credit. You know? But the Philadelphia Phillies have 2 titles in 150 years. 150 fucking years. And they want to say 102 games after
102.
Had one player.
102.
Had one player. Oh, my God. And then he's saying I'm nuts. Obviously, a Red Sox fan saying I'm nuts. Oh, God. It's going to be a great season. I cannot wait for this.
Yeah, it's going to be a great baseball season in general.
Yep.
Really is.
Yep. 2004, oops, yeah, it was bad. It was pretty brutal. I was watching that with my dad, 19-8, the 3rd game. And then we get swept the next 4. That sucked. But listen, I'll admit, that sucked. But I'm a man. I admit stuff like that. But, yeah, you have Phillies fans over here that would admit that the St. Louis Cardinal defeat sucked. You know? I was in the city for that one. It was 1-0. Chris Carpenter shut you guys down.
Yeah, he did.
Roy Halladay was your Game 7 starter.
That's when Chris Carpenter was still lethal, man. That dude was God.
But Roy Halladay was better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he gave up that double.
That double down the right field line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and scored 1 run. The first inning.
Yeah.
The first inning. Bonnie Sports Network says I like the Yankees better than the Red Sox any day of the week. Yep. I mean, not a lot of people like the Yankees. I understand it because they win, but it is what it is. Will Middlebrook says, how many homers does Harper have? I mean, I'm not a huge Bryce Harper fan personally. He's a good player. I think he hits in that ballpark overall 50 because the ballpark's a bandbox. Like it's like a wiffle ball park, you know. So yeah, I think Harper does well in that park.
I'll give him 35. 35
In the
runs.
season?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I give him 50.
You give him 50?
Yeah, I think he hits 50. Bryce Blackwell's left, and then Harper will go for 50. Yeah, I agree. There's no way he doesn't have more than 35 home runs. Like it's.
We'll see.
Yeah, no, he will. Harper's a very good player, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's a very good player. You overpaid for him, but he's a very good player.
Well, I mean, you had to.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I mean,
who wants,
the Angels gave
wants
Mike
to
Trout $430 million.
Who wants to willingly go to the Phillies? Like, come on.
Everybody does.
No, they don't. Like Yankee Stadium. Yeah, Yankee Stadium, that right field porch is pretty,
So is left field.
Yeah, I mean, but center field's deep.
Oh yeah, that thing is just
Center field's deep.
you gotta hit that thing on the nose, to get it out.
Yeah, definitely. So it kind of makes up for it. Fenway Park is such an advantage for the Red Sox because they know exactly where to hit the ball and field the ball and everything like that. It's unfair. You know, you have that big ass monster for no reason. You know, you hit it and it's like it's not an out. Like you hit it and just bounce it off. It's stupid, but it is what it is. It's a nice ballpark, but it's just stupid. It's such a disadvantage. And yeah, I mean, it's 102 wins, Rafi. Dude, I can't believe I cannot believe you just said that. That's gonna be my pick of the. That's gonna be my best of the week.
All right, there you go.
It
Put
has
it on.
to be. There you go.
102.
It's so asinine. It's just so brutal that you said 102 wins. And if it hits 100 wins, I'll give you full credit. Oh my Lord! I'm putting that as my Facebook status later.
All right.
102 wins for the Phillies. LSU won, by the way. Judge or
Oh, God damn it. What a spoiler. God damn, I didn't get it yet.
yeah.
It's not up yet.
Judge or Stanton will be hurt half the time. Yeah, right. Judge and Stanton, you guys wish you had those players on your team. They're fucking amazing. Stanton alone, man, it's beautiful. Great player. But yeah, I mean, Rhys Hoskins finally gets that player in front of him that could clean up his dirty work. Rhys Hoskins plays with a bunch of pressure that's not on him.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, it should be a deadly combination, but you never know because your manager's flat out horrible. So I don't know. William Middlebrook says, "You think the Yankees have a better lineup than the Sox?" Yes, I do. I do. I thought that last year too, but you guys got lucky and beat us because Aaron Judge played New York in your stadium, and it pissed you guys off, and you guys beat us 18-1 in Game 3. And I was there, and it sucked.
Yep.
It was brutal.
It was amazing to watch.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Greatest thing to watch.
It was probably fun since you guys were home. Yeah. And you guys will probably be home this year, too.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
102 wins, everybody. Mark it down.
You want a good prop bet? The Phillies don't make the playoffs this year.
You're crazy.
That's a good prop bet. And I'll probably bet that, honestly. Plus 250. I'll probably bet that. Because everyone's like, oh, Bryce Harper's the best thing since sliced bread. We'll see. Before we wrap up the show, 76ers and Flyers playoff run. 76ers are obviously in. Flyers have some work to do. I think the Flyers can get in, but they'll lose to Tampa Bay. It doesn't even matter. And, yeah, I mean, you have anything else you want to say, Ralphie?
Well, the Flyers, man, you know, it just sucks because they were right there. You know, the lowest 3 points. They had us at 3. And then those two big losses, man, you know, the 5-2 loss and then the 7-6 loss to Toronto.
Yeah.
Just killed it. And they kind of started their push a little too late as well. You know, they kept Haxel too long. You know, I thought Haxel should have been out the door, you know, when they were in on that 6-game losing streak at the beginning of the season. But, yeah, I mean, thank God we have a goalie. That's all I got to say. Thank God we have a goalie in Carter Hart.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
He's a phenomenal asset. You know, I'm blessed to be a Philadelphia Flyers fan, especially right now.
Yeah.
You know, and Tampa Bay is loaded, Bryce. I agree 100%. There's no one beating that team. They have a ton of tall, fast, accurate pieces on that team. They have 2 Russian goaltenders that are absolute studs.
And if they don't make it to the Cup, it's a complete fail. Complete
Huge
disappointment.
Fail. If they don't win, it's complete disappointment.
Yeah.
Do you see that team?
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. And Bonnie Sports Network obviously is a Leafs fan. Oh, god damn. They just said, Will Middlebrook says he'll die if Brooklyn beats the Sixers.
Oh, God.
Which they can. They can. And that's what scares me. Because Brooklyn is that kind of gritty team.
Yeah, nice gritty team. Yeah,
they're nasty.
Yep.
Well, not nasty, but they're yeah. But I just want to avoid Boston. I really do. But with that being said, we're gonna get out of here. And, yeah, thank you for joining us on this edition of Hooligans. We're here every single Saturday. I'll be here at 1 o'clock next week along with Ralphie probably.
Yep.
And, yeah, we'll see you next time.
Yeah, see you guys.
Go Birds.